this time from Z. Definitely on a high from that side selection game. So absolutely makes a ton of sense here on him. The next couple of bans about to come through. No ADC yet on either side. So perhaps that is going to be the priority here. Ezreal first getting banned out. Lucian. Ashe. Or actually Lucian still not banned out. It's Ashe that is going to be the one banned on out. It's Xayah, Zeri. Those are my top two. So it's going to be looking out for. And Xayah taken away by Thunder Talk this time. Is the Zeri response going to be there? I wonder.
Possibly. And, I mean, Danny can still just pull up a Corki here. He is known for his Corki. So we haven't really seen him, pop off that much as he intended to do so. Garen? No, please. Just no. We have seen too many Garens back in season 1. We have seen Garen only a couple of times so far in this season.
Thunder Talk.
Not much wins though.
Okay. What?
Okay. They're going ham. Yeah, supports have been denied so much, and we're gonna be seeing SMY on the set.
Okay, I like it. I mean, Set's got a big turn down in terms of that shielding, right? Quite somewhat recently, and hasn't been seeing a lot of play since, but there's still a lot of damage, a lot of things that a Set can't put up to the plate here. Still really great in terms of the setup of the team fight, and would definitely love to see her in the hands of Thunder Talk this time. And Fennel actually locked up a Varus on top of Vladimir here. Typically, we see a much more early game oriented ADC here when you pair it up with a Vladimir. So perhaps they might be going with more of the poke here on the ADC side of things. Meanwhile, it is going to be the Lucian locked up for the side of Thunder Talk. So there we go. Both teams locking up their compositions with a sets here on the side of Thunder Talk. And I'm really excited to see here what they're going to be able to do with it.
Same. I actually like the composition here of Fennel. So much crowd control, so much scaling is actually on their hand, but so much control in the early game can be made as well. And that's going to be the key here, going up against Thunder Talk. They have to be very careful. They have to avoid fights, small skirmishes first, especially because of the prowess of Thunder Talk on those small skirmishes. They have the Camille as well and the Hecarim to set things up. The set can be used as a counter engage against Fennel. So it's going to be very complicated on how Fennel is going to be able to approach this, but hopefully they will be able to because they have the tools to work around it.
It's going to be some interesting setups here to come out of Thunder Talk. I wonder what happens if someone gets ulted by a Hextech ultimatum and then a showstopper gets used by Smai here. Do they go out of range out of the Camille ult, or do they stay in, or does the showstopper get cancelled? It's gonna be an interesting thing to see. What happens? I'm not sure. I hope it happens here, so we will find out. But here we go, Thunder Talk, the undefeated team of the season, going up against a massive, I think it's fair to say, a massive underdog here in the form of Fennel. If Fennel can pull off this upset, it's gonna be absolutely massive. But it's looking like a very, 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 very tall order. So it's gonna be a miracle and a half if they're able to do so. But let's not cut our eggs yet.
We like those, right?
You like those.
Underdog stories, we like miracles, we like seeing redemption stories being made, but that's gonna be in a lot of trouble!
Oh, look at that. The Ball Breaker finds both of them, and that's the first blood already for the side of Thunder Talk. We talk about early game. You like seeing that early game progression from both the Lucian and the sets. And they do it before even the 30-second mark.
Yeah, that was a bit of an overextension, to be honest. Danny getting caught with damage of sword and just the edge of the face breaker. Unfortunate there. And that's the downside of picking the Varus, right? On your auto attack range, you don't really have that much range. You're pretty much the same as a Lucian. And just because of the ability of the Lucian, you can get chipped off a bit there. And you're going up against a set. So much cheesiness can be made by a set Lucian. They should have already expected that, to be honest. That's the expectation we have when there's a set and a Lucian. Even with just a Lucian, you know that they're gonna go ham early.
Look at the Haymaker getting the tag on Horizon as well. This is looking like a really rough bot lane already for Fennel. Chaz looking for the early XP boost onto that middle side against Helios, and Helios certainly doesn't mind that. It's Vladimir, after all, playing for the long game as well. But early rotate to come out from Helios. This is a nice little adjustment from the Fennel playstyle, but no, that means that there's no help coming out for the side of Arisen and Danny. So for now, they are gonna have to weather this storm on their own. And look at that, they are also proxying the wave here. How are they gonna get back into the lane? This is really, really rough for the duo.
We see even X-Spy going here in the bottom lane as well. They get spotted by a ward, but still, the pressure is on. They're going to be able to deny this XP and gold. The entire wave of Danny. Easily a stack.
Only getting one minion out of a couple of waves is... Yeah, well, it's just one wave, but still, it's one minion. It's absolutely devastating here for Danny. At the end of the day, it is still the early game here with not necessarily a lot of fights going on yet, apart from that bottom two skirmishes. So, Fennel definitely has theoretically a way to come back to this. As long as they can stretch towards that late game, that is. Helios, of course, waiting for that precise moment, but here we go. Early gank coming through.
Spotted by the ward.
Yeah, X-By not going in.
I mean, the biggest problem that Fennel will be having in the late game, I think, is just the Akali of Z. But I actually even regret saying the word just, because it's Z on the Akali. He's just an Akali god, an assassin god here on Wild Rift. And he should never be discounted, he should never be ignored, especially with his pressure and comeback ability.
Especially because of just him playing that Akali in the side selection game. And we saw just how proficient it was. And X-By just looming around the shadows, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Does have the onslaught of shadows now, but Chaz does have the World Ender as well, so not really committing to it. Thunder Talk giving a lot of respect, but another big ult. This time, Showstopper used up by Smai. That's the cast used up by Arisen. Nice little dodge from Soil, denying the execution damage from Danny, as they can go for the re-engage now. But they're not going to do so. Thunder Talk still giving a lot of respect to Fennel.
Yeah, it is just the early game. I think they're also banking on the first objective. That has been the common trend of our teams in the ASEAN conference stage. Just waiting for the first objective, and then that's where they actually strike, and they strike hardest there. We have seen that in the previous series as well between EDG and Team Flash. That's gonna be the same goal here, or at least the same layout by Thunder Talk. That's where Fennel needs to be more and more prepared, because one mistake can make this a one-sided beatdown by Thunder Talk.
Exactly. Even when they're not necessarily committing mistakes, Thunder Talk is already making it so hard for Fennel to find just a little bit of space. And that's exactly what we expect from this early game, right? I mean, this is supposed to happen. Thunder Talk is supposed to have a better early game in the first place anyway. So, Fennel really have no choice but to weather this storm. But, there's a big question with weathering the storm, is just how much should you weather? How much is enough? How much is too much here? And Fennel seems like they draw the line at the big objectives. They're going to be at least taking a chance at this first Rift Herald. But with Smai and X-By around the area, it seems like Fennel have a lot of contest with this Rift Herald take.
They will start it off. Fennel, what do they need to do? They haven't started Dragon. Looks like they want to contest here. Thunder Talk, they're more than willing to engage and turn onto them.
Yeah, Chaz is looking around for an opportunity. Here comes the Showstopper from Smai onto Spells, but now he's a little bit of trouble. That's the Haymaker finding the connection onto 3, and there is not going to be a steal, but Smai still goes down. Now the Talk turned on the players. Danny running for the hills now under the tower, but he is not safe. Immediately triggered upon Rift Herald as well, as Peltz and Helios are the last two standing here for the players of Fennel. Thunder Talk quick to use that Rift Herald as well. They take the Herald, take a tower, take a couple of kills. They take everything from Fennel.
Yeah, and suddenly there is a 5,000 gold lead by Thunder Talk with just one team fight, just one objective. This is the thing that we talked about. Look at chat. He actually wanted to auto-attack the R8, but it turned against him. So that was very unfortunate. It wasn't able to land this might, and it was better on the side of X-Buy. And then the turnaround was just amazing. Now Thunderdog can just go 2 for 2 on objectives.
Yeah, Dragon already started up here. Chaz, goes over the wall a little bit too early. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. Another showstopper play onto Chaz this time. There is not going to be another steal. As again, the jungler is out for the count. Chaz can't find anything, but Thunderdog gets another objective. That's the Dragon in their hands.
They find everything instead for Thunderdog. And Fennel definitely needs to slow down the pace of this game, or at least attempt to slow them down.
Oh, Haymaker misses here by Esmai, but still has the flash to survive after that. He flashes forward, doesn't get the engagement, doesn't get the kill. And, okay, finally does. So that's a little bit of a trade coming through there, but when you've lost so many things and only got a kill in response to it, it's just not ideal at all for Fennel. Especially when you're 5,000 gold behind.
Yeah, and that's just gonna get more and more increased, possibly doubled here by Thunderdog as every minute goes by. That's how deadly Thunderdog is. You mentioned how many one-sided beatdowns they've made. They are just so notorious for making that happen in every single matchup. They're doing it as well here against Fennel right now.
What can Fennel do at this point? Not really a lot. Just buy time for sure. But at this rate, Thunderdog are set to end the game sooner rather than later, especially at the rate that they're taking these objectives as well. They take the dragons as soon as they spawn, and they are taking a lot of map space as well. So Thunderdog looking to set up against this blue buff too. And Arisen Danny might be in a little bit of trouble. Chaz is going to be there, and the dive is going to be there too. Look at them absolutely ignoring this tower. The Onslaught of Shadows is going to be there for a little bit of a bailout. But Thunderdog is just so far ahead that Fennel cannot survive this onslaught. They take a tower, take a couple of kills. Helios doesn't have the Sanguine Pool, which means that they're going to be backing off. And Thunderdog, despite tower diving, still walk off with more HP than the remaining members of Fennel here, GG.
Yeah, they're just burning them slowly but surely, overpowering them. That's the playstyle of Thunderdog. They like one-sided beatdowns, they like one-sided, takedowns. And Fennel is on the receiving end of it so far here, but hopefully, let's see, because it's not yet the end of the world. Unless we see the Nexus falling down, there is still a glimpse of comeback on any team. And that's where Thunderdog needs to be more and more careful. Just one team fight can turn the tides around. They have massive scaling on their head. They have massive counter ability with the Chain of Corruption and the Cask of Horizon. And that's something that Thunderdog is watching out for.
I'll tell you what they have to watch out for. It's Soil. If you see the damage differential earlier, Soil is 3,000 gold ahead of Danny. 2 entire items completed, which means that anyone who walks in close to that Lucian is gonna get shredded with the sheer amount of damage. Look, they can't even get close to the red buff here. X-Buy is just getting the onslaught. On to 4 players! The fear is massive! And that's X-Buy going in! Jin going in rather with the Hextech ultimatum. Double haymaker play there from Smai as Pelt's left alone standing here for Fennel. Counter-strike going to be there. At least looking for a counter kill, and he does find one, but he will go down straightly thereafter as Thunderdog find the ace, and they're marching down the mid lane here of Fennel.
Picture perfect team fight setup by Thunderdog. I mean, you have no words. 4-man call an onslaught of shadows and then SMY. Boom. Showstopper, and the show has been stopped. Game has been stopped. Spells, props to him. He was able to at least get 1 kill, but it's at the cost of 5 kills by Thunderdog. And again, just a massive gold lead swing. 10 minutes, 10,000 gold lead.
Oh my gosh. I think he even had to flash for that final kill too. So had to expend something, but Fennel this time first on the scene on the dragon, but here comes Thunderdog. X-Buy looking to set something up one more time, and he goes for the ults. And that's actually a nice little cast from Arisen, buying a ton of time, but their jungler is out. Chaz is nowhere in the rift anymore, and it's Thunder Talk's time again to clean house. Arisen is the only one left standing near the pit, and Thunder Talk takes another fight, take another dragon, and this should be another push from them. Baron is spawning up in just a bit. Fennel doesn't have, well, doesn't have a lot of things to do here.
It was actually odd to see Chaz in the Dragon Pit, knowing how great the engage can be for Thundertalk. Had reason to actually stay there. Might have been better for him to be off the cliff and then just go in when he can be at Smite's race, because they had a vision ward placed already inside the pit. And they saw him just being there, they turned onto him. Even despite the cast being used there by the Gragas of Arisen, right? It's not enough to dissuade all the members of Thundertalk because they have the Camille, and that was perfectly used a while ago.
They have the Camille and they have the damage here, GG. They have so much of it, in fact, that despite that good play from Arisen, it's just a chicane in their way. As this time, it is going to be the Baron setup from TT here. And Fennel have a little bit of vision at least. Should be swiftly cleared by Smai here. Jhin finds Arisen. Oh, that's a body slam. Buys a little bit of space. Helios is around the area, so Jhin is not going to go in. But look at that. Jhin didn't take any damage at all in that engagement.
Yeah, they're just back-fed already. Yeah, and they're starting the Baron already as well. There's pretty much nothing that Fennel can actually do at this point, knowing how great, how one-sided this game has been. 5 towers secured, so many kills secured, along with a soul point already by Thundertalk. They have to try, they won't.
Oh, here we go, Showstopper again onto one. That's Arisen getting caught this time. Hextech ultimatum onto Chaz as Thundertalk finds Arisen first. After they take the Baron, that's more in their pockets. Look, GG, 14.3k gold ahead as we reach 13 minutes. The gold lead is bigger than the time, and that's Thundertalk for you.
That's Thundertalk. I believe the highest gold lead we have seen so far is 20,000. Not yet beaten, but close.
As now they're matching down the base of Fennel, taking down the first inhibitor turret without any challenge at all. It's a 1-3-1 formation, so all of these inhibitor turrets are going to be threatened sooner rather than later. Let's see on the bottom side, Jhin on the top side. And the inhib turrets, or rather the Nexus shield is already triggered now, so Fennel have to use brute force, try and defend this base, as again the Showstopper has been used by Smai. Beautiful stuff here on the engage, as Fennel gets again destroyed. Hextech ultimatum denies Helios off that full heal, as X-Buy is just looking at the Nexus. That is the first game. Thundertalk make quick work of Fennel in that game number 1.
Just on their like 5th